Okay. So you got law of sine yesterday, law of cosine today. Hey, when it comes to law of sine, when do you use law of sine?
Setting aside.
What?
Setting aside.
Okay. You're giving me all this side, angle, side stuff like that?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so watch this. You're telling me if I give you side 10, I give you angle 20 degrees, and I give you side 11. You're telling me use law of sine.
No. Because it has to have an opposite.
You need to know two things for law of sine. You need to know an angle, and guess what else?
It's matching.
The opposite side. I don't know it. Here's a side. Do I know the angle? No. Here's a side. Do I know the angle? No. Side angle side is not law of sine. Side angle sine is actually what? Law of cosine. So what I was hoping you would say, law of sine. When do I use law of sine? When I know an angle and what? I gotta know an angle like this. And what else do I gotta know? I gotta know the opposite side is 22 or something. You know what I mean? If you have that look, it's law of sine time. Okay, but that's not the look you're getting today. Today you're getting what look? You're getting this, SAS, side angle side, and you're getting this, side, side, side. So in these two situations, you don't know an angle and the opposite side. So this is why law of sine doesn't work. So whenever you see this on your test, side, 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 or SAS, it is law of cosine time. Okay? Now, here is law of cosine. It's kind of an ugly looking formula, but it has a look right here of what? What does that kind of look like? Yeah, it has a Pythagorean look, doesn't it? You know how it's a squared plus b squared equals c squared? It has that look. And if you look at it, in this case, they went with c squared out in front equals a squared plus b squared. So the other two sides, this is one side squared, equals the other two sides squared added together. And then look what happens back here. It has a minus 2ab. That ab, basically it's this and it's this. Okay? Now, I want you to notice one thing about this. Notice how on the outsides you have the same letter. This is your side squared. This is cosine of c. They go together. And when you're looking for c, you'll use this. If you're looking for the angle c, you'll still use this formula. But what if you're looking for b? If you're looking for b, you got to go with b squared equals, right? Well, can you see the pattern, guys? B squared should equal what?
A squared.
Yes, it will be the other two sides. A squared what?
Plus C squared.
Plus C squared, good.
Minus
Minus
2AC.
those two sides, yep. Multiplied by 2, I guess. Then what? Cosine of?
Big B.
Big B, angle B. Now this is not on your formula sheet. I only put one on your formula sheet, is that right? Yeah, so if you want to put the other ones on, go ahead. Okay, what if you were looking for side A though? A squared would equal what? Can you fill it in?
B squared.
Yep.
Plus C squared.
Okay,
Minus 2BC.
Two.
Cosine. Big
cosine of what?
A. Big A.
Big A, there you go. Just depends. Just depends on what you're looking for. Okay, so I gave you what? Side and side. You have to go solve this. And you would do cosine, you would, but you do law of sine, but you can't. Because you got to know this, don't you? Don't you have to know that side to do law of sine? Okay, but you don't know. You got side, angle, side. Hey, do yourself a favor. Mark your angles. This is alpha. Let's call that A. This is beta. Let's call that angle B, and this is going to be gamma. C. Okay. Just label. You know side B is 14. You know side A is 9. Okay. Okay. To me, I'm looking for what? I'm going to look for side C. Well, angle C and side C are tied together. We're going to go with this formula up here, okay? So I'm going to erase the, oh, no, not. I'm going to erase this and fill it in. Okay, here we go. Side C. Do we know C? No, so C squared is part of the formula. All right, what's A? 9 squared. What's B?
14.
14 squared. Minus, right? Minus what? 2 times 9 times 14 times what?
Kind of 80.
Cosine of 80. Gotcha. So, red. Guess not. Cosine of 80. Okay? Write that down. And this is the one you're going to like, by the way, because really, is there much solving going on? No, there's nothing. I mean, it's an equation, but you're not going to do much other than type it in. C squared equals, and of course, your calculator can handle this by itself. You don't have to sit there and go 81 plus 196 minus. Just type it in. Tell me what you get.
233.24.
Say that.
233.24. 233.24.
Okay. Okay. So that's what Cece's getting, yes? Okay. Is that the answer? The missing
No.
side is 233?
No.
No. Do what now?
Square root.
Square root. Gotcha. Square root. Now the answer becomes
15.27.
15.27. Gotcha. But it's an equation, so when you take the square root of both sides, you get how many answers?
Plus or minus.
Plus or minus.
But you can't have a
But
negative.
you can't have a negative side, can you? The length is always positive, so we're going to erase the one that makes no sense, okay? So the answer is positive 15.27. Good? All right. Woo. 15.27. Okay, what am I missing now?
Angle.
2 angles. Okay, now I gotta read this to you because I want you to know this. It says hint, and this is not a very good problem for this hint, but it says to avoid trouble with SSA. SSA is this stuff. To avoid the trouble, on the second step, which is finding the angles, always save the largest angle for what?
What?
Last. Well, the largest angle goes with the longest side. Well, we already know it. It's what? It's 80. So here's the deal. This tells us to save that one for last, but we already know it. But if we didn't know it, we would not be solving for C. C would be our last thing we do, because this, if there's a chance that this is a long side, that could be obtuse. Then the answer would be which one? This one or this one?
Quadrant 2.
It would be this one. See, we want to avoid that. So what you guys should do is always save the largest angle for last. And this is a bad problem because we already know it. So now, these two, since this could be obtuse, these two have to be acute. So your angle is going to be over here both times. You don't even have to check for that side. So you have to pick A or B. Which one?
A.
A? Okay, go get A. It's law of sine time because you know the angle, you know the opposite side. Law of sine. You guys picked A, so I'll go with A. Sine of A over 9. Sine of 80 over 15.27. Okay? Cross multiply. 9 times 8 sine of 80 equals 15.27 times sine of what? Sine of A. Okay. Do Do what to both sides? Divide by 15.27. This will be a ratio between 0 and 1. And inverse sine to get a. So you know you're doing this. You're doing inverse sine of that ratio. Missing angle for A is
35.48.
okay. Do I have to do all this work again to get the other one? You could, if you want. No, I don't think so. You probably just, to get the other angle, go 180 minus the given. The given was what?
80.
80. Minus that one, 35.48. To get the last angle. The last angle is
64.52.
0.52?
Yep.
Okay. What angle is that?
B.
Is it B or C? I can't remember.
It's B.
Is it B? Angle B, 64.52. Okay, so here's the deal. Just one last thing before I go to the next slide, and that is when you're looking at all three sides, it says here to save the largest angle for last. So this, if I was trying to find C, I wouldn't do it until last. It's the last one I find. Just because of this weird stuff that goes on with law of sine. Hey, law of cosine, there's never two triangles. Never. It's always one, or it could be none. When it's none, you'll know. Your calculator will tell you. Okay, here we go. So what's the other situation that you'd use law of cosine? Side, side, side. Side, side, side. Oh, this is law of cosine right away. Reason? You don't have any angles. You can't match a side up with an angle. So and it says here it's a good idea to find the what? Find the angle opposite the what? Longest side. Okay, because the angle opposite of the longest side is the only one that could be what?
Obtuse.
Obtuse. This is the only angle that could be obtuse. So go find it right away. If it is obtuse, these are both acute, which means you don't have to worry about this anymore. Okay? If this is acute, which it could be, they're all acute. They're all less than 90. So, here we go. What side, or label. This is what?
A.
A, for alpha's A. This is beta, so we'll go B. This is gamma, so we'll go C. Okay. So the law of cosine we're going to use is what? Is it going to be A squared, or is it going to be B squared, or is it going to be C squared? C squared? Okay. This is B. This is C. Okay. And we're going after the largest angle. So it's going to be 14 squared, C squared equals. And of course, I'll just write this down for you. Hopefully after today you memorize this. Okay. All right, what's A? 10 squared. B.
6 squared.
6 squared minus 2 times AB, so minus 2 times 10 times 6 times cosine of C. You don't know C. Okay, now this would be the bad one. This is the one where you have to solve it, so you have to actually move things over to the other side. So what would you do to solve for sine of C? What's the first thing you do?
Split by itself.
You squared everything. Oh, you actually got it. Okay, gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
So you made this 100 and you made that 36. Okay. I'll just put 100 here. I'll put a 36 here. Did you actually do this?
Yeah.
What's that?
120.
Negative 120. cosine of C. Okay, so this is what you have now. So what are you going to do to solve for cosine of C? I suppose this is 196.
Yeah.
Okay.
Subtracted 136.
Okay, so you move this over, you move this over by subtracting 136, so that's minus 136. Okay, gotcha. That would make 0, 6, 60. Okay, equals negative 120 times cosine of C. Divides by negative 120. So you know what happened this morning? This morning, people saw minus 120. You know what they did? They added 120 to both sides. That's what happens all the time. That's why people get this one wrong. They see a minus 120, so they add 120. It's negative 120 times cosine. Divide. You get what? Negative 0.5. That's your ratio. Equals cosine of C. And you know you want C, so you're going to do what to both sides?
Inverse cosine.
Inverse cosine knocks out cosine. Inverse cosine of this side makes what? 120. Hey, how come why am I in the second quadrant? What? Because it's obtuse, but why did it come out obtuse?
Because cosine is negative in the second quadrant.
Yeah, where if your ratio is negative, where's cosine negative? Quadrant 2. And your calculator is programmed to give you positive ratios here and negative here for cosine. So you're only going to get positives here and negatives here. You got a 120, you got obtuse going on. All right, so now go back up there and go, okay, so this is a 120. Is this obtuse or is this obtuse or are they both acute?
Both acute.
They have to be both acute. You can't have two obtuse triangles. Okay? Or sorry, two obtuse angles in a triangle. So now your job is go find the other two. Well, you don't really have to work it twice. Just find one of them and then subtract that 120 minus that to get the third one. Okay, so everybody go get one of them. Pick your angle, B or A. I don't care which one you pick. I am picking A just because, no special reason. Opposite A is 10. So there's me going for A. Cross multiply, 10 times sine of 120 equals 14 times sine of what? A. Okay, and then of course, sorry about that guys. Do what to both sides?
Take inverse.
Yeah, you're going too quick, sorry. Divide by 14, yep. 14 here, and of course 14 here knocks out the 14. Now you get sine of A equals this number, which is a ratio between 0 and 1. Inverse sine gets you what? Everett, what'd you get for A?
I didn't do A.
What would you do? Did you get B? You must have got B then, right?
Yeah.
What's B?
21.8.
21.8. You should already have A. You know this one's 120. You know this one's 21.8. You should have my A. What's my A?
38.2.
38 what?
0.2.
0.2? Okay. 38.2. And it doesn't matter which one you got. I mean, Everett got the other one, 21. Well, he just has to subtract 21 from 180 plus Take away 120. It'll get my 38. So you don't have to do it twice. Just once. Yes? No? Got forehead shaking, yeah. Uh-huh. So now I got Jeff, you okay over there? Yeah, Eddie? Okay. Good, all right. Harry's fine, right, Harry? Yeah, okay. Hey, yesterday you got an area formula. Yesterday it was side angle side. If you want the area of a triangle, and you're given side angle side, it's half the side you're given times the other side you're given times what?
Sine of the last.
Yeah, sine of the angle given. Okay, that was yesterday. Well, what if you're given only what? Well, it doesn't say it up here. I have to. Side, side, side. So the area of a triangle with sides A, B, C is, and there's a brand new formula here. They call it Huron's formula. Okay. Now, here's what I would do. Just draw yourself a quick picture. But if you're given a triangle, A, B, C, okay, this is side A, this is side C, this is side B. How do you get the area of it? Just given three sides of it. Well, it says right here, area equals all of this big mess. In that mess, you see an S. You actually see four S's, right? But what's S? Well, it says here, S equals half of what? What is it called again when you do this? Take all three sides out of them. Perimeter, right. So really what it is you're supposed to find the perimeter of your triangle and then just cut it in half. And that's what S is. So I usually call S, this is just me. S is called the half perimeter, and that's all it is to me. S is the half perimeter. And that's really important that you can find that number. If you can't find that number, you can't really use this formula. Okay? This is only used to find the area of a triangle given three sides. Here's your only example. Let's try it. What's the area of this triangle? Well, we're going to have to go with Huron's formula for area. Half the perimeter, take the square root of half the perimeter, times half the perimeter what? Minus A, one of the sides, and then times half the perimeter minus B times half the perimeter minus C. That's all it is. Okay, what's half the perimeter? What is this? 20.5 I heard. Okay, let's check it out. 14 goes here, 10 goes here, 17 goes here, and take half of it. Just divide it by 2. Well, the top is what? 41 divided by 2. The answer is 20.5. So S, the half perimeter, would go here, 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 and here. And then, of course, you got to put in the A's and B's and C's. Has anybody got it yet? One person. 2. Okay, we're getting there. All right. So your S is what? 20.5? 20.5 minus what?
14.
14, gotcha. 20.5 minus what?
17.
Did you say 17? Yeah,
17.
And 20.5 minus
10.
10? Okay. Comes down to just be careful. Be careful when you type it in. If these numbers are easy enough for me, I usually just write down the number. I'll just say that's what?
6.5.
6.5. That's what?
3.
3.5. That's what?
10.5.
10.5. You know, maybe this is what I do instead. Okay. What's the answer to this triangle?
69.98 units squared.
Point what?
98 units squared.
90. Okay, and if there are no units, we just say units squared. Okay, there's two area formulas. One of them called Huron's formula. You just did it with me right now. This one's Huron's formula, and that's if you're given what?
Side,
Side, side, side. Yesterday's area formula was what?
side angle.
Side, angle, side. There's just two. It's on your formula sheet, okay? You're going to get story problems that involve this eventually, like tomorrow. And that's why you want to know the difference between the two area formulas. All right. For work. You got 6 minutes. I know that's not a lot, but try to get in 6 minutes. Try to get number 1 done, which is number 9 to do. Number 9. I'm going to give you the test in the last 5 minutes of class, and then if you would just look it over. If you want to talk to us about it, that'd be fine. If you want to retake it, it'd be nice to know you're coming in. Still say 75% down. I would say, why not retake it? 75 to 85, yeah, I can see maybe why you don't want to do it, but you still can. Anything higher than an 85%, I don't know if I'd retake that. Oh, sorry.
It's so easy.
Sorry. There's about 5 or 6 of you that have that number, like 75%, which is not a bad score. 75% is not a bad score, but I just feel like if you want to start the third quarter off with a B, you might want to retake it. You might want to, okay? But we want a deadline. The deadline's next Tuesday, okay? By Tuesday, let's have it all retaken and done. Where do you want to? If you're going to retake it, could you just kind of mention it to me?
It's right there. It's there. I'm considering retaking it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can we go a little bit?
Yeah,
Can we?
What's that you guys excuse? You guys want to read Purple or?
Yeah, we gotta go with Harper. Just go with it.
Yeah, but,
Yeah.
okay, and after you're good with this, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you okay? I should be right?
Yeah, I'm good.
Eddie, did you get yours? You did. What about you two? Okay. What did you get?
83.
I'll check on it. But you still don't care, you still. Well,
I'm thinking about having such
different side.
yeah.
Well, the question becomes, are you okay with that?
I know. I don't know, like, if I do it again, I don't think I'd get any higher than like and that was average was
Oh, so a couple more points won't matter.
I don't think so. I don't know.
Well, I hate for you to get to like March 20th and all of a sudden you go, it's like 1%. You know what I mean?
March 22.
I make it like so
It's the 23rd.
Yeah.
March what?
23rd.
20th.
March 20th is
Sorry, it's off.
I was gonna say March 20th at ACP we have a concert back there. Like, that would be a lot.
Well, you sure know your month. It's weird how this period, you start the period, the sun's red. You end the period, the sun's red.
It's
Wait,
gone.
yeah, it just went, it went from a very bright one to dark. Didn't notice that until right at the end. I was like,
I didn't even notice until you turned on the lights.
Really?
Yeah, I guess it was pretty dark.
When you sit in that spot over there, that's why the vision is because it's glare.
Oh.
That comes with light.
yeah, but I mean, there's not much sun, so in 1 hour, the sun moves quite a bit. You know, where you realize it. Because period 5 was very bright. By the end of period 6, it was getting dark. So, you're just taking off class, you're not sticking around?
Right.
Okay. You're just working. And you are. She must be one of the last 2, 3.
Yeah, Charlie and Cece.
Or Carly.
Yeah.
Carly, I told her to concentrate on chapter 5 and do chapter 6 over the weekend.
Right.
So if we do our homework quiz tomorrow, she won't get it. If you can remember.
Okay. Is there anything you want to talk about beforehand? Any questions at all? No?
Do you have your slides, Taylor? Do you have,
I have to write it up here, and I have this,
That's part of the practice test.
yeah. Well, that's, are we making you do this too quick?
no, maybe,
Well,
I just want to do it and get it over.
I know you want to get over with, but you can. I don't, you know, it doesn't hurt my feelings if you want to slow you. Would it benefit you to just wait one more day? To get tomorrow? Maybe work on that, or work on whatever you said?
Get the practice test done.
You know, we can grade your paper, it's just that you might be down 10%. Because you didn't do it right.
Could be smart.
We're not making you do it. We're
Okay, fine, I'll work on this then.
Smart.
Ah,
just, are you able to come in tomorrow?
after school.
Yeah. Well, this is after school, isn't it? Yeah. You're done? Yeah, 2 o'clock tomorrow. Okay. But we don't want to show up next Monday, right?
Yeah.
We want to, I'm just trying to buy you 24 hours so you can ask us questions.
Ah,
You just wanted to get
You'll be
over.
happy because then, if you don't finish the practice test and you take the test, the odds of you needing to retake it are high.
Yeah, that's true.
Much better to take it once and do it well.
Yeah.
can't argue that.
Yeah, that's right. You can't argue that.
But I do have this, some,
Oh, okay, perfect.
which is still hanging out with the
Okay, perfect.
You got to tell me something.
Um,